morning, everybody. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now, if you just joined us, 800-585-1051.
I am confused.
What are you confused about?
I was watching Vice President Kamala Harris interview with Dana Bash last night on CNN, and she said a few things that confused me, but this one thing in particular confused me a lot. Can we play it?
Everyone has something at risk on this. First of all, if you are a parent of sons, do think about what this means for the life of your son and what that will mean in terms of the choices he will have. Do think about it in the context of the fact that they wrote this decision, including concurring opinions, that suggests that other rights, such as the freedom to make decisions about when you were going to start a family, the freedom and the right to make decisions about contraception.
Now, what confused you about this?
I just want somebody to explain to me what she's saying here. It just seems strange to bring up sons at a time like this. Like, it's not your son's rights that have been stripped away. I agree with her. This impacts everyone, but not because of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. That's one part of it, but because of what else the Supreme Court could be planning. You know what I mean? Like, and we know that they're planning to take away more of our rights. And I hate that they are saying we knew this was going to happen, because if you knew it was going to happen, what did you do to prevent it?
Is it a clip where, because I didn't see the full interview, is it a clip where she talks about women's rights and saying our sons will also be affected by this as well?
That's what I'm thinking. I watched it, last night. But else was interesting? There was a part where Dana Bash, had to tell Kamala she's a woman. And Kamala said, yes, I am a woman, and I'm the daughter of a woman and the granddaughter of a woman, which should be obvious, but maybe not in 2022. I don't know.
He didn't think that Kamala Harris knew she was a woman?
It's 2022, Envy. Do you know if you're a woman or not?
I'm a car.
Are you a car? Vroom. Vroom, vroom. Oh, you identify as a car?
I identify as a car.
That would make you a transformer. It would though. That would. Okay.
I'm going back home.
I just want somebody to explain to me what she's saying here. What do you think she's saying?
Yeah, do you know what she's saying?
I mean, I think she's talking about family planning. And one thing that I learned from talking to the former president of Planned Parenthood is we think of people who get abortions as like, young people who just decided not to have a kid. But there's people who are married who have kids who decide they don't want to have more children. It's family planning. And so sometimes that is a decision that a man and a woman make together. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes, and yes, ultimately it is up to a woman. It's her body. She makes the choice. But when you're coming together to talk, if you're limiting the choices and options that we have together as a family to make those decisions, it does affect everybody. Yeah. It doesn't just affect women. And so men should be supportive of making sure that women have the availability to make any choices that we want to make when it comes to our body, because as a father, you're going to have these responsibilities too. And if you both decide that's not what you want to do, but it's harder for you to have an abortion, it does affect the man as well.
No, I agree with that. I guess maybe it just feels weird because it's the vice president who's a woman. And, one of the first things out of her mouth is, what about your sons?
Yeah, I mean, for me as a woman, I didn't really care about y'all. But I do feel like men need to be supportive of making sure that women have these options available and can decide what we want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. True. Yeah, I think men should be supportive, but at the end of the day, it is a woman's choice, regardless.
So what would you tell your son at a time like this? You guys, I don't have any sons. I got 4 daughters. Mm-hmm. You got a son, Envy, and, Logan is of age. He's more diesel than you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
What that mean?
He's clearly out here in these streets, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure women are on him.
He has a girlfriend, but go ahead.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. What would you tell him?
At this time when it comes to this, I
you would say, "Don't worry, son. We can afford it. I can fly you somewhere." That's what you would say.
He's like, "I'm not ready to be a grandfather."
I'll take you in the Phantom. Don't worry.
I explained it to him. But it's also I've never had an abortion. Me and my wife never had an abortion. Mm-hmm. I have never had to deal with it.
Yeah,
but
you definitely never had one.
No, but I do feel like it is a woman's choice, and whether people agree or disagree or like or dislike, I do feel like that should be a woman's choice, and not only for and I get it. Some people feel like life is when the heartbeat begins and you're taking a life, and some people feel like people are using abortion as contraceptives. But I feel like that's a woman's choice, regardless. You know what I mean?
Whether or not you personally believe it shouldn't. You can do what you want to do with your body. Don't tell anybody what to do with theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's how I feel.
I would tell all the sons out there, all the young men. I mean, if anything, it should just make you more responsible. Use your contraceptives. Don't just be out here sleeping around with anyone. Stop acting like you rolling dice in the back of a moving pickup truck.
But I also remember the conversation my wife's mother had, and that was, no matter what happens, if you do get pregnant at an early age, Do not go to no backyard abortion clinic. Do not go to anybody's basement.
Yeah.
You come to me first, and we'll deal with it the way we have to deal with it.
Because the last thing you want is people buying things
Correct.
online, trying to get
absolutely hurt themselves.
Yeah, because we all know. I mean, listen, I've had conversations with women who've had to go through that. My friend's mother was telling me how she had an illegal abortion and how awful it was for her and dangerous it was.
I just want the record to show that everything we're talking about right now, the center of it is women.
Right.
You got to really go out of your way to bring the men into this conversation. So that's why I say I just want somebody to explain to me, what she was saying there. That's all.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Shannon. How are you?
How you doing this morning?
Hey Shannon.
Hello, guys. I listen to you all the time. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, school me. Explain to me what she was saying.
I got a bone to pick with you. So you're like, how is this affecting sons? You're coming off like this is just a women's issue and that Brenda is still with a baby all by herself with no support. So I really am disappointed in your opinion. Does that open your eyes a little bit?
A little bit, but her statement was, how does this impact your sons? She didn't say it as a partnership.
Well, I mean, so you're saying that women having abortions don't affect males, like the father of the baby that's being aborted?
So, sometimes they don't, because the truth of the matter is sometimes men and women sleep with each other, and the woman has already made up her mind, I'm not having this baby by this guy. So
right,
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I'm saying, like, she didn't explain that specifically. That's why it was so confusing. She was just like, what about your sons?
Right, but that's true. But let's say that the option's taken away like it is now, and your son, I know you got girls, but let's say, you have a son and he gets a girl pregnant and that option is taken away. That affects him, right?
Oh, I agree, 100%. So that's what she's saying. She's just simply saying it impacts your sons as well.
It impacts both.
Yeah, she's trying to say it's everyone, not just women.
Got you.
800-585-1051. We're talking about something Kamala Harris said yesterday during the interview. Let's play it right fast.
And don't get mad at me because she didn't explain it well. She's the vice president. It's supposed to be very clear and very concise.
Does Biden explain things well?
No!
All right, then.
That's my point.
All right, then.
That's why we're all so
the
confused now.
All
Do you
right.
see the state of the country? Huh?
Call us up, 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
And that confused me a little bit. I got a little bit more clarity now on what she was attempting to say, but, it just seems strange to bring up sons at a time like this, because it's not your son's rights that have been stripped away. This whole conversation should be centered around women, and, men should be the French fries. Clearly, the main course in this situation is women.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Charles Brown. How you doing?
What's up, Charles Brown? How you feeling, brother?
How you knew his name was Charles Brown? I didn't know what the hell he said.
My name's Charles Brown.
I can't tell what he said.
Yeah, Charlie Brown.
How are you, Charles Brown?
How are you doing, Charles Brown?
Do you understand what Kamala Harris is saying, Charles Brown?
Yes, sir. I do, Mr. Charlamagne. She's looking at it from the point of a judge, and that, yes, it's her body, her choice. However, if her choice is to keep the child at that time, it affects your sons by saying they are responsible for her decision. And that's all she's going strictly from a judge. If she doesn't want the child, that's fine. But if she wants it, your child, your son, now has to pay for that child for 18 years unless he gives up his parental rights, in which in some states it's a little harder to do. She could, if you don't pay your child support, she can have you sent to jail. And that affects your son in a very negative way. So
basically, what she's saying is your son does not have the option to be a deadbeat. Okay, he can still be a deadbeat though.
He's going to jail if you're a deadbeat.
Would he?
Yes.
If you don't,
if you don't pay child support, you go
oh
to jail.
yeah. Okay, all right.
Hello, who's this?
So it don't stop a man from, if a man's gonna be a deadbeat, he's gonna be a deadbeat regardless.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
It's anonymous.
It's the radio,
There's a reason why it's anonymous. What is he about to say?
I'm just reaching out to my boy Charlamagne, trying to give him an understanding.
Give me some understanding, sir.
Coming from a man with multiple abortions, the lady is basically saying that all those one-night stands and sneaky links, that you just got to be more strategic. With this new rule, you're not going to be able to, a couple months later, okay, we're going to get this done. So she basically saying the man is just as important. We're just not carrying the baby. But everything else other than carrying the baby,
it's completely even. So,
Oh no! Okay, now see, I understand this, brother, because the first thing I said was, if anything, it should make a son be more responsible.
Correct.
That's the only thing I could think
all
of.
that you're saying. Because just from personal situations and friends and stuff, 9 times out of 10, it's the man is the reason that the abortion is going down. Not saying that's the specific for every situation.
I wouldn't say that.
When she say,
Yeah, I don't know about that. Sometimes women don't even tell y'all.
When she say sons, she basically should have just said men in general. I think that's where you got confused.
Yeah, it's the word sons. No, you're right. You're right.
Well, because I guess every
You're right.
man is a son.
That is true. I mean, but
I mean,
all those sneaky links and one night stands after the club. You just gotta be more careful because you ain't gonna have that security.
I don't think
blanket after a while.
Kamala meant the sneaky links.
By the way, that shouldn't be a security blanket, and that's part of the reason the Supreme Court did
And that's
that.
how I was going to say that. I was going to say, how many abortions have you had, sir?
Well, I done had 3, and my 4th one, I ended up having twin girls, ironically.
What do you mean your fourth?
The fourth
yeah,
pregnancy.
the fourth one didn't work out.
I done had 3 abortions, so on my 4th one that got pregnant, she ended up having twin girls.
So at what point did you start being more responsible? Are you just allergic to latex?
No, I grew up. It's about growing up.
Okay. All right. I'm not judging you, sir.
No, it's not. But he's part of the reason why when he said something about you almost use it as a contraceptive, and that's what.
Yeah, he said it's a security blanket.
Security blanket.
Yeah.
And that's what people were scared about. That people are using abortions as security blanket.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah. And a guy will try to talk a woman if he doesn't want to have a child, have a gun. Now it might make it even harder to be like, look, let's just go handle this.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
it's just very sad that you put women in a predicament where if they want to have it, they might not be able to afford it, and now, like you said, they have to go back to a basement. They have to try to find other means and aftermarket pills and things that can affect their body because they can't afford a flight or afford to drive or afford the gas or afford a hotel to go to another state.
I wonder
is
if
very
this
sad.
is going to make people more sexually responsible, though. You know what I mean? I don't know how reckless people are being out here in these streets. You know what I
I don't think
mean?
it's gonna
But
make
I'm just
people more
wondering
responsible.
if it will make people more responsible.
I doubt it.
Will they, wear more condoms? Will they use more contraceptives? Will they, actually care about who they hooking up with?
I doubt it. I doubt it. You were young at one time, and when you were young and dumb, what did you do?
Excuse me?
Never mind. we got rumors on the way.
Excuse me,
Yes,
sir.
and people were upset that Jussie Smollett was at the BET Awards and doing interviews, but I'll tell you what he was doing there, and we'll get your
If
thoughts.
I was Jussie, I'd tell everybody I wasn't there.
Yo.
Okay.
But he was there doing everything. He was doing interviews.
I would tell people
seen him
stop
doing
lying
the
on
Diddy
me.
Bob. I think I even seen him
I
rapping.
talked to Jussie while
You
he
ain't
was
see
there.
Jussie. Stop lying.
I got a picture with him.
Right? Y'all lying on Jussie. Jussie was not at the BET Awards.
All right, and now we have a major announcement before Donkey. What's the major announcement? You gonna tell us, or we just gotta figure it out?
It'll be
It's another car show.
Before
Nah,
Donkey today.
This one ain't mine.
I'm doing a car show.
You doing a car show? When you
No,
doing a car
I'm
show?
kidding. Yeah, how mad would you be?
Nah, I wouldn't. I love car shows, and the stations love car shows because a lot of these stations don't have events. So this is the station's event, which I love. But
Oh man, I got him started.
no, you know, you didn't get me started.
only one person on the show can do car shows, guys. Come on. You don't have enough bandwidth.
But
All right.
the rumors up in a
I
little
got a
bit.
car show coming to Brooklyn.
And speaking of car shows, my car show's coming in Atlanta,
Oh,
July
Lord
9th.
have
If
mercy.
you didn't know. All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.